Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri is on a two-day visit to Russia. This visit comes at a pivotal moment. Global efforts are underway to end the war in Ukraine. Diplomacy is picking pace behind the scenes, and amid all of this, India is preparing to host Russian President Vladimir Putin for an annual summit. So these talks are aimed at shaping the next chapter of India-Russia relations. But that's not all. India is one of the few countries that's maintained a strong relationship with Russia. At the same time, India is also engaged with Ukraine. So the question is, can India leverage this position? Can it play a bigger role in the peace talks? Our next report tells you.
India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri is in Russia for a two-day visit. His trip is part of the annual Foreign Office consultations, a key meeting to review India-Russia relations and lay the groundwork for upcoming high-level talks, including the much-anticipated India-Russia annual summit later this year, where Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to visit India. At the top of the agenda is energy relations, with Western sanctions tightening since the Ukraine war. Also on the table is connectivity and cooperation in the Arctic. Defence ties are also part of the agenda. After all, Moscow has been India's most crucial defence partner for decades. The talks will also discuss alternative payment mechanisms, possibly the rupee-ruble trade or digital transactions. This visit comes at a crucial juncture, with multiple global diplomatic talks underway to find a way out of the Ukraine war. The United States has been in discussions with Russia. Simultaneously, talks with Ukraine are expected to restart. And across Europe, the push for a ceasefire is gaining momentum. Behind closed doors, major powers are navigating a complex diplomatic landscape. And India, a nation that has maintained relationships with both Moscow and Kyiv, finds itself in a unique position. A position of balance, influence and mediation. For months, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has emphasized a consistent stance, a stance rooted in dialogue over conflict, a belief that warfare can never lead to lasting solutions. His message has been clear. Peace can only be achieved through negotiations, something Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar reiterated in a recent statement.
We have been one of the few countries who have been regularly talking to both Moscow and Kiev. At various levels, my Prime Minister has been talking to President Putin and to President Zelensky. Our view has been that they need to do direct negotiations. That's been our consistent position. We have never advised them what should be the format and what should be the terms of the negotiations. That is their business.
But India's role in this conflict goes beyond diplomatic messages. Its energy partnership with Russia has drawn global attention, especially India's purchase of discounted Russian crude and its strategic defense relationship with Moscow. Yet, India continues to strengthen ties with the West, balancing relations with the United States, Europe and other global powers, walking a diplomatic tightrope that few countries can navigate successfully. Looking ahead, the world will be watching India's next moves closely, with the India-Russia annual summit around the corner and President Vladimir Putin's visit to India on the horizon. Questions remain. Will India play a larger diplomatic role in the Ukraine-Russia peace talks? Currently, New Delhi is navigating geopolitical challenges with a clear message: dialogue over war, diplomacy over conflict, stability over chaos. And in the days to come, that message will be put to the test, with the stakes higher than ever.
Merci beaucoup. Hi. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat ke logon ko meri namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs, and that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model, and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.